Hi guys. Guess what? First off, hi, it's me, Awesome Sauce. Second off, guess what time it is? It's finally time. You would not believe how long I have been, how do I say this? Let me just show you. Look at my stamina. It is non-existent. I have plenty of diamonds that I've been getting from all the side quests and stuff I've been doing. But in regards to, let me see. I was gonna say, yeah, I don't have any items. But in regards to how many bounty hunts I've been doing, just to get those 2 memories ascended, it has literally taken me forever. But I finally have it ascended enough. So what you have to do is you have to ascend both of them to a certain point and you get all these myth shards. And when you get all the myth shards, then you can go through the story, right? That's why I was so confused when I was trying to go through Raphael's story earlier, my last stream. And I was like, why do I have to keep doing this or that? And I do want to continue Raphael's story too. I'm definitely interested in it. But the thing is I would, if I just would have kept going about this like the way I was going through Raphael's, it would have taken me a long time to finally get through Sylus's entire story. And I didn't want to have to burden you guys with me going back and forth trying to upgrade all these memories and ascending them and, you know, blah blah blah, and getting every single goofy little myth shard that I can get. Because the process took me all freaking week. Ever since this little thing came out, up until now, it has taken me this long to finally get all of the myth shards. And that's for this one, and that's for this memory too. All the myth shards for this one. And the funny thing is you can still ascend it. You can still ascend it all the way up to level 80, but that's not necessary for me anymore in order to get the myth shards. And then there's like pair things, like you gotta rank up the memories, which in order to rank up the memories, you have to pull the memories again in order for you to rank the memories up. Which, I mean, I think we have like a week left on this event for Sylus, so technically I could pull more if I wanted to, because I have plenty of diamonds and all I would need to do is just trade them for more wishes. And like, you can pick one out at 150 pulls and I made 106. So I got both memories within 106 wishes, which I think is pretty good, because I was watching some other people go through like speed runs of trying to get the memories ASAP, and they were like 140 plus pulls, and I was like, wow, that but then again, I think they were spending a lot of money in regards to getting the memories too, so I don't know, the game's rigged, I guess. Either way, I got them both within 100 pulls, and it took me freaking forever. But I finally ascended them both enough in order to get it. In terms of like ranking up, I guess is another way to put it, is like a lot of the, 3-star ones I have, because they're all glowy, that means I just rank them up enough. But the 3-star ones you get a lot, because that's what you get when you're pulling for a lot of these wishes, right? So a lot of these I've already ranked up, and you get like rewards for ranking them up enough. And basically you just get copies of the same memory. So like a lot of my 3-star ones of the boys, let's see, look, there's this one. You get memory shards. That's what they turn into. If you already have the memory, and you have the potential to rank it up, then you can rank up using memory shards. When you do that, their affinities go up, and then you get rewards for however many times, and they have the potential to be ranked up 3 times. Easier said than done, obviously, when the more rare memories come through. Yeah, see, I can rank up this one final time. And then when I do that, I get the final reward, and now it's fully ranked up. And when they're done ranking up like that, and say you get even more copies of them, they turn into... Let me see. They turn into heart sand, which you can exchange depending on the rarity of the memory. So like a 3-star memory is blue, 4-star memory is purple, and a 5-star memory is, I guess, golden or yellow, whatever you want to call it. Obviously, the more rare the memory, the less likely you are to get copies of it. So I could keep trying with the amount of diamonds that I have, and keep trying to get more, which I'm considering it, but honestly, it's not like a huge necessity to me, because I know other people, and I've seen people already who have the other version of his dragon form, which is this light one, right? And I think it's cool and everything. Before the universe collapses, the fiend finds that redemption meant solely for him. Interesting. I hadn't read that till now. And like, it really just depends, like, if you want to have him, like, where he loses or he gets injured or whatever. Yeah, his hidden scars bear witness to endless depths of darkness. Certain things like that, if you really want to throw all your money at him just to get all these different, I guess, how do I say it, like, versions of his new dragon form, is just, that's if you really want to get into it. It won't kill me if I don't get all these different forms of him. I'm just happy I got the memories in the first place, and I can experience his story now. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at on that. I have been upgrading, like, I've been trying to upgrade other memories too. Thing is they take a lot of these bottles in order to upgrade to a certain point. Like, I need to continue upgrading Raphael's, and I just haven't yet. Yeah, see. I will. We'll get there. I do want to continue that, and Xavier's is another one that I have that I need to upgrade. The thing is, though, is I think, if I'm not mistaken, with Raphael's and with Sylus's memories that I have, which are these myth memories, right? I have the pairs that I need, and I'm pretty sure you need both memories, and to ascend them to a certain degree enough to where you can get all the shards necessary to go through the entire story that they have set up for you. With Raphael and Sylus, I have both their myth memories. That's one of Raphael's, and this is the other one. And then, of course, with Sylus, you have the top 2 up here. I do have one of Xavier that I did start not too long ago, unaware of this whole myth shard thing beforehand. And I'll admit, I was kind of half, like, getting into it and kind of, like, confused at the same time, because I only went through one chapter of it. I don't have the other memory to pair with this one, and because of that, I won't be able to go through his entire story at the moment. And not only that, I only have one myth shard anyways, so I think I'd be able to only go through one more chapter of his story before I'd have to either somehow pull his memory or do something of that sort. And And yeah, that's just kind of where I'm stuck in terms of Xavier's as of right now, which is alright because he's technically my least favorite of the bunch, but I'm not gonna lie, I've been slowly warming up to him and Zane. Just a little bit. So I'm starting to get to know them as characters more, and it's like, okay, I can see little quirks and little charms you have. They're cute. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I am going... Oh, by the way, I totally forgot about this.
I'm not too busy right now. Tell me, what's bothering you? We can figure it out together.
I totally forgot about this. I didn't even think about it until like yesterday. You can totally change this dude to dragon form now. You can take off the cat ears. Oh look, there's a cute little... Ah, that's funny. That is so freaking funny. And you can get his horns on. And guess what? Now he's dragon. If following my heart is a sin, I've already found my accomplice. Sylus, we've all sinned in some way. I'm sinning right now. Anyways, so yeah, you can totally... I didn't even think about it. I was just kind of like, oh yeah, I forgot.
There's an unfamiliar box on the table. Did you bring it?
It's a gift for you.
I can't tell what's in it just by looking at your expression. Thank you. I'll find the perfect time to open it later.
Anyways, so yeah, you can totally mess with this dude. And here's the thing, when I first started trying it out yesterday, I was like, does he even have the tail behind him? He does, you just can't see it right this second. I don't think he'll hang on. No, I can't. I don't think he'll let you look behind you. There it is.
I have my eyes on you. You can't hide from me.
I just want to see your tail, bro. There it is.
You won't be able to get behind me with this speed. You need to go faster.
Well, anyways, I'll stop goofing off. But yeah, so I guess in theme, here is Dragon Sylus. And I've been impatiently waiting all freaking week to finally figure this out. And by the way, you want to know what I thought I was going to have to wait until I had enough stamina in order to do more bounty hunts. Because all I needed was that one large shard that I needed. Come to find out, through this battle, I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't touch this thing before. And then I look up here, and I'm like, oh my gosh, look at all these freaking items I could get if I just play this stupid part of the game. So I went through this, and I think I even chose Sylus. And we just went through the game, and then that was it. And I went through the whole thing. It's kind of like a trial thing, and like it's kind of got its own little story and everything. It's cool. It's cool. I like it. And yeah, I went through a whole thing with Sylus and got the remaining gifts that I needed and ascended the last memory. So that's where we are. And I wish I would have remembered this earlier in the week, because I promise you I probably would have had this stupid memory ascended by now. And here's the thing, I've been like watching my reels on Insta and everything, and I kid you not, like I feel like every 5 seconds Insta wants to spoil me in regards to Sylus's story, and I'm like, nope.
You mumbled something interesting in your sleep. Do you want to know what you said?
Sure, what did I say? And it definitely, yeah, it irked me once I realized. I was like, bro, I could have just played this stupid part of the game instead of worrying about going through all these freaking bounty hunts, which is my main method of getting all these shards. Or crystals, whatever you want to call it. Whatever the game calls it. So, I said I was going to change the music.
You're mine for the rest of the evening. Any objections?
Joke's on you. I picked you first. Nope, not that one. No. Nope. I do like that one. No, we're not doing that. No. We can do that one. Alrighty. I guess I will stop delaying the inevitable and we will go finally through this whole story completely uninterrupted. Thank freaking goodness. Because I'm not gonna lie, going through Raphael's last time was making me frustrated. So, without further ado, the petal flutters, drifting far on the wind. My dragon has returned to the clouds above. I have no idea what this story holds, but I hear it's majorly tragic. And I'm like scared but excited at the same time. Hang on, let me take a swig of my drink. Okay. So. Oh, interesting. Let's start this, shall we? Okay, yes, I do have. See, this is why I was looking, because it's like you need all these myth shards. And I'm like, okay, good to know. Beyond Cloudfall. Whew. Here we go, squad. Once, on the day that I lost everything, I met my dragon.
The sorceress has been judged! Greed and evil shall perish so long as His Majesty and the Sacred Judicator protect Sylus for all eternity! The sorceress has been judged! Greed and evil shall perish so long as His Majesty and the Sacred Judicator protect Sylus for all eternity!
Scarlet raindrops enter my eyes, while far below they gather into a gurgling stream at the depths of the abyss. You know what? I just thought of something. Hang on. hang on. I totally forgot I was gonna go through this. I completely forgot. I wanted to do a recap. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so freaking sorry. I forgot I wanted a recap of Sylus' story, which, by the way, Xavier's story is open now, and I have been doing it. I do want to go through this too with Xavier, but by that, I mean not that. I mean...
Our souls are bound.
This, where he's got the sad memory that we got a trailer of before Sylus' trailer. So... it ends in 8 days, but I've already done 2 of them. And I just gotta do 4 more. So, I am so sorry. We are gonna do a recap on Sylus' story up until now. The frick? Here we go. Okay. So we're actually gonna go over here, because this is right before Sylus was introduced into the actual game that I'm aware of. And only now do I realize how much I fricked up in regards to story progression, because I think immediately after I finished chapter 1, I just instantly went into Sylus' story without even thinking about it, and didn't realize that the remaining 7 chapters in here lead up to you sneaking or trying to find a way to get into the N109 zone before you know anything about Sylus, and all 3 of the guys are trying to help you in some form or another. And it's interesting. And to be honest, even though technically there are the 4 guys and technically they all exist, I'm pretty sure they all exist cohesively within this story that this game's trying to tell, meaning they all technically exist together in this story, and they're not like their own separate stories in different timelines or anything. We're all in this one timeline, right? At least that's what I'm getting from it. I don't know, but from what I'm hearing, that's what's going on. It's just each of the guys have their own part in the story, right? So like Xavier is the Deepspace hunter guy that we meet and that we go through, and you know, he's kind of like our work buddy, I guess is a way to put it. And then you got our PCP guy, which is Zane, and he works at a hospital. And then you got Raphael, who is a famous artist. But in the way that their stories, even though they are technically connected, they don't ever come across each other ever within the game. Which makes sense. I get that, right? You wouldn't want them starting to make love triangles and love squares and stuff, right? Like, keep them separate, right? I get that. I think it would be pretty funny if they somehow interacted in the future. But I can see why the game devs are deciding to keep them separate for now. They don't really have a reason to interact with each other at all within the story. They each have their own lives and their own professions and their own things, and you interact with them separately from each other. They never, the 4 guys at least, never cross paths with each other within the game. Which makes sense. So what's interesting is seeing how all the guys within Chapter 8 tend to, how do I put this? Tend to try and help you get into the N109 zone. And this was before, when it was only the 3 guys, which was Xavier, Raphael, and Zane. And not Sylus yet. And then Sylus didn't come in until later on in the game. And you know, like I said, Sylus has his own thing too. So he resides in this creepy, abandoned, hostile area and has no reason to interact with the other guys. But the interesting thing is even though none of the guys ever interact with each other, they do happen to know about certain things about each other. Like how do I put this? Zane, Raphael, and Xavier all know about Oneikinus in some form or another. How do they know about this information? I'm not entirely sure, but they know about Oneikinus, and they know Oneikinus has a leader. They don't know, I don't think they know his name. I don't think they know Sylus's name. You know what, honestly, I think, did Zane mention his name once? I think Zane might have mentioned his name once. Or maybe I'm wrong and I'm just rethinking or rememorizing it wrong. Long story short, they all know about the existence of Oneikinus in the N109 zone, which is Sylus's territory and his organization. But I don't think they know about Sylus directly. At least that's not what the game's implying right now. Whether they do know about him directly or not, we have yet to discover. So, or at least not that I'm fully sure of. Another thing too is this world underneath stuff, which I thought was more like cutscenes and story stuff. But it's not. It's little excerpts that you read in regards to stuff about the guys. Like, that's a Zane one. This is also a Zane one. This is Raphael. This is Xavier. This is Raphael. This is Xavier. This is Xavier. What is this one? Raphael. This is Zane. And this very last one, which I thought was very interesting, has to do with the twins, Luke and Kieran, who work for Sylus. And I thought that was so interesting because I like reading these, and don't get me wrong, it took me a while to get through all of these. But I read them over like the past couple of days as I was like trying to upgrade Sylus's memories. And I've learned a lot more about the guys. Specifically the 3 guys before Sylus. Like, you learn a little bit about Sylus in this twins one where it talks about Luke and Kieran, but it's more focused on Luke and Kieran than it is focused on Sylus. But you do learn a little bit. But in regards to Raphael, Zane, and Xavier, I've definitely learned a lot more, a little bit about their backstories and stuff, and how, interestingly enough, they tend to keep, like, tabs on MC and her whereabouts and what she's doing, and, like, so on and so forth. Because in some form or another, they do have past history with her. But I don't fully know what all their past histories with her is, because I've barely been in this game for like a solid month now, maybe like a month and a half. And you know, obviously if you want to know more about them, you have to get the memories. How do you get the memories? You have to make a bajillion wishes, right? Ooh, speaking of which, I have a bunch right here. Why don't I just do it? Didn't get nothing major. Yeah, there's all those too. See, the ones that I think all of those I had, so they just converted into that. Ooh, I want to get that one. I want to get more Sylus ones. I realize I don't have a lot of Sylus ones. What does that do? Oh, okay, it's giving me the option. Well, shoot, I want the Sylus ones, not... But there's also Zane ones. You know what I've realized? I don't really have any of Zane's memories. Like, at all. Let me try and go through the... See, like even with Xavier, I have this one, right, that I started, but I can't go much farther in with. Wow, I don't have a lot of his stuff either. I did do these 2, and they were funny. But in regards to a lot of the other memories, I don't really have any of Xavier's. Zane's either. I don't hardly have any of his. I didn't end up getting their cat ones. Not that I didn't want to. I did at least want to get Zane's before the event ended, but I was like, I'm going to have to start spending money if I decide I want to go that route. And yeah, didn't commit, so... Maybe one day they'll bring it back, but I know for now it's gone. I did do this one. That was one memory. But other than that, I don't really have anything. So, Raphael's, I have his cat one. I have this one. Those are the only 2 I have out of this. And then I do have one of the myth ones. I just need to upgrade the memories more before I can go through it. And I did do this one. So, Raphael I have more of. Sylus, yes, you have that one, right? I have his cat one. I got that one not too long ago. And I have that one. And that's it. He doesn't have nowhere near as many as the other 3 guys, but he came into the game later. And then this is the one that I need to go through. So, that's all in regards to that. As you delve deeper into the game, it definitely gets more interesting in regards to their stories, which I love. Learning more about character stories and their backstories and how they came to be and character development and stuff like that. I enjoy that more than this little dating sim stuff that you get.
You've made your choice. Sticking with me means there's no going back.
Although I will admit it's pretty funny. So yeah, definitely interesting. But before I start rambling even further, I need to go back here, and I think we're gonna do like the last 2, right, to kind of give an explanation as to how I even, because when I first started Sylus's story over here, how I got there and what everything happened and so on and so forth made no sense to me. But now that I've gone through all the chapters, it makes a lot more sense to me. But I'll shut up and stop talking and let y'all figure it out too.
Perhaps they don't want anyone else to get their hands on it, as they try to obtain one for themselves.
That's Zane talking.
Or there are ether cores already in their possession.
That's why they're selling a high-grade protocore at the auction. It will go to the highest bidder.
That's Xavier.
Laws don't exist in the N109 zone, but knowing the right people can come in handy. If your reputation is good enough, even the ones who want to mess with you will think twice.
Let me stop. I've confirmed the location of the ether core, and I have a fake identity that can keep me alive. Xavier is the one who helps you with a fake identity. And by Xavier, I mean his friend. Now I need to figure out how to get into the N109 zone. So at this point in the story, I'm trying to figure out how to get in there, because apparently it's quote-unquote that dangerous, right?
Why not come up with a master plan? Become the best bait for Onakainis.
See, that's Raphael talking, and he knows about Onakainis. They know about the N109 zone, and they know about Onakainis. And I'm like, how the frick do you guys know about that?
Maybe a small opening is all it will take to get them to expose themselves.
Resolved, I pick up my phone and dial Raphael's number.
Hello?
Are you free right now?
Why?
Meet me at the nest. Show me how to fish.
Huh?
The nest is a, undercover bar area, by the way.
Weren't we supposed to meet up at 11? Where's Raphael? It's hunting day. There are more people here than last night. Hopefully everything will go according to plan.
Ultra-dangerous protocores, nothing illegal. And lots more in stock. Are you interested, miss? Haven't seen you before. I'll give you a discount. One Narcissus, and you've got yourself a deal.
Where did you get them? Why don't we start with...
Don't you think it's a little weird to do business with newcomers?
If I'm the newcomer, then you must be the veteran?
You're today's shining star. The little secrets I carry aren't worth the trouble. Got your bait ready?
Yeah, I'll play their game and let myself be taken into the N109 zone.
Which means we need to cast the line. Should be easy enough. Here.
What's this?
Write your bargaining chip on it.
Okay, what I'm curious about is how does Raphael know about all these underground secrets? I thought you were just a random famous artist, dude. And a quote-unquote Lemurian, yet you seem to have a lot of underground ties. So Raphael has more intel on stuff than what he lets on, and he acts very innocent and bratty around us, even though he actually has a lot more knowledge than what he lets on to.
Waiter.
What did I write? Ether core?
Who's he going to tell?
Doesn't matter. If they're interested, they're in.
Now we wait for the fish to bite. How long?
Not long. The nest lives up to its name, you know. It's an underground intelligence network that's known to match supply and demand. Even normal info would have passed through 3 layers by now.
And what's this?
It's part of the process. Drink it, and you officially have a deal.
It's black.
I can't help but wonder if Raphael's quietly pulling the strings on this thing too.
Think about it first. A black glass means you'll pay a high price. If it doesn't go smoothly, you'll be the payment instead.
Being the payment is better than staying in the same place and doing nothing.
You do not chug random glasses of whatever.
Since you've made up your mind, I won't stop you. I hope you find the answers you seek.
And then he just takes off. He's like, alright, peace. Yeah, dude just takes off. He's like, alright, catch you later. I mean, he doesn't fully leave, but like, I don't know. It's funny because even though the guys are helping you try and find a way into the N109 zone, they also strongly advise you against it. They're like, are you sure you want to do this? You know, are you sure? You know, why don't you try and go another way? You know, like, I don't think you should go in there. It's really dangerous. But of course, our stubborn MC is like, nope, I'm gonna do it. And then they're like, alright, fine, I guess I'll help you. Next.
So far, everything looks normal. Gloomy hair.
See, like, you see little, snippets of, like, things that have to do with, like, say, Xavier or with Raphael and stuff. So, in a way, all their stories are connected in some form or another. They, as of right now, they don't interact with each other at all. At least not that I'm aware of currently.
I guess it's to be expected. So many people are after him. Hey,
move aside.
you...
It's about to start.
Wait, it's probably better if I stay low-key. More people are here. They're surprisingly calm.
There's a price to pay when a wish is granted. Will you be the hunter or the hunted tonight?
It's starting.
Hunting day will now commence.
It's that eye again. Is it here for me?
Let's
No,
welcome
something's
the
off.
hunting
I should hide for now.
as it begins. Now.
There she is.
This is the prey. It's coming. It worked.
I just straight up threw a guy.
C003 neurotoxin. If you're smart, you won't move.
The more enticing the bait, the more dangerous things can get. Most are clueless to it.
Now's not the time to celebrate. The big fish we want hasn't fallen for it yet. Did you bring the stuff I requested?
You're fine with handing over a fresh catch just like that?
Do you really think they can handle the prey I caught?
journey through the Deepspace tunnel begins. Destination is in the Orion arm of the Milky Way. Once the home of humanity, Earth. Activating course correction engine. The final countdown has been initiated.
When Alpha PO-159's light shines through the deep space tunnel, illuminating Lincoln Tower's pinnacle. The closest we've been to it in the last 4.6 billion years. This galaxy's name is derived from the old word philo. It's the most exquisite gem in deep space. Philos. Humanity remains shackled to time. Fortunately, there are other lives in this boundless, starry sea. Tonight's weather, clear sky with winds around 7 miles an hour. Everything is serene inside the deep space tunnel. Good night, Lincoln City. May you rest in the Milky Way's embrace, drifting in long and happy dreams.
Yeah, that whole scene made no sense to me to this day. So essentially, I had to act as quote-unquote bait in order to be spotted and taken into the N109 zone. But the thing is I drank a weird drink and I got caught and I got drugged in the process. So essentially, I've been kidnapped, right? But the thing is Raphael was there watching the whole time. And I think in some way or another, perhaps maybe Zane and Xavier were too. I don't fully understand why it happened the way it needed to happen, but whatever, I guess. But it also sheds more light as to why I was suddenly bound and gagged in the beginning of Sylus's story part of it, right? So let's just start. Where am I? The rocking car is filled with the scent of low-quality leather. My head spins. My body is still struggling against the neurotoxin. Blurry and distant memories return to me in fragments. I was a new hunter when tragedy struck and took away people who were important to me. I traveled to the Arctic, searching for the truth, and discovered an incredible power source that rested in my heart, the ether core. You do that with Zane earlier. Using the information left behind by Grandma, I concluded that what happened to me is related to Onakainis, a well-known organization in the N109 zone. They want the ether core in my heart. Do they? Also, the Grandma is like an important piece of this lore, which I thought she didn't matter, if I'm being honest. But no, she's important. So I decided to enter the N109 zone to get closer to Onakainis in an attempt to find answers. It doesn't matter if they're about the ether core in my heart or that incident. Everything is going according to plan. So apparently this was part of my plan. I brought the most valuable bait, the ether core, deep into the abyss that is the N109 zone. Whoever takes the bait, will this person be the one I'm looking for?
I took a big risk to snatch prey from the nest. The reward needs to be better than that. You sure this is right? I dripped down a safe.
The inhibitor should have taken effect by now. I'll wait a little longer.
Just my luck. Car broke down all the way out here. Not a soul to be seen. Just an abandoned yard. Hurry up and send someone over. You're awake. Guess you're a tough gal, but I'm warning you. Don't try any tricks on me, you hear?
So you're just a middleman. You working for people from the N109 zone?
Shut up. And let me inspect the goods before I hand you over. Where did you hide the ether core?
Kidnapping Onakainis' prey without letting us know. That's not exactly polite.
Who's there?
Onakainis.
She's ours, by the way. We called dibs a long time ago.
That was fast.
I'm really curious. She's brave enough to drink from a black glass.
What will she do when backed into a corner?
You're pretty bold for releasing information about the ether core in the nest like that.
Explains why Boss is interested.
I see. Sylus sent you. But the ether core is mine.
Having read in regards to more stuff about the twins also gives me more insight and better context in regards to them too. Because the first time I saw them, I was like, who the heck are these weirdos? And like, what? And they're actually very interesting characters. Like, more interesting than what I originally thought. And I love their dynamic. It's actually really cool. It's funny because I see people like simp over them hard, but I'm like, guys, they have masks on. You don't even know what they look like under there. I mean, I like their voices, but I'm gonna be honest, I've never seen their faces, and therefore, and to be honest, I'm okay with not ever seeing their faces. I like them the way they are, and do I have crushes on them? No, but I appreciate their characterization and character development that I've seen. But yeah, that kind of explains more after reading the previous chapters of what happens and how we get to this point in meeting Sylus and Anakinus and the twins.
But the ether core is mine. Take out the vermin that are still running amok.
Yes, sir.
So, he's the head of Anakinus.
If this information is leaked, you might become Anakinus' next target.
You're also here for the core, right?
Even if you wanted to sell your soul, you still have to find someone who can pay the price.
This voice, I've heard it somewhere before.
Look at me.
You
Possess him. Devour him. Do that, and you'll gain the power you always dreamed of.
This power, it's yours for the taking. Just kill him. I can't look into his eye.
Is this how you greet a new friend? I guess you don't remember anything. Allow me to jog your memory. From your past to your future, to even all the crimes you'll inevitably commit. After all, you and I, we're the same, true kindred spirits.
You know, this new dragon update with his is suddenly starting to make a whole lot more sense. Interesting. So yeah, big dramatic reveal. First time I saw him though, when I first started this game, I was so lost. I was like, what? First off, why are we meeting like this? Second off, why was I kidnapped? Third off, who are these random twins? Fourth off, what is going on? And to be honest, the whole voices telling her to kill him isn't, or didn't really make a lot of sense to me either. And to be honest, it still kind of doesn't make a lot of sense, but maybe it has to do with the Dragon Sylus stuff. I don't know yet. I haven't gone through it, but we'll continue through this. It won't take too much longer.
Three days, and still unable to achieve even a simple resonance. How disappointing.
What do you want?
You went through all that trouble to enter the N109 zone. I must fulfill my duty as your host.
This whole thing with him trying to resonate with us doesn't make a lot of sense to me either.
Stop!
Devour him. He's yours. He's right there before your very eyes.
It's a shame your evil has deteriorated into its current state.
Crocodile tears. My family's deaths. You're behind them, right?
Family. The people closest to you might be the ones who want to kill you the most.
Shut up! Right now? I just want to kill you myself!
Evil will help you in a fight against me. Your courage is admirable. You're lucky I don't like picking on the weak, kitten.
What are you doing?
Didn't you want to take my life, or do your words just ring hollow?
Kill him. Kill him.
I will admit, the whole him offering me a gun and letting me shoot him straight in the heart too doesn't make a lot of sense to me either. I'm still very confused in regards to a lot of his story.
You think I won't do it?
No, that's much better. Though you do owe me a curtain call grander than death itself. Why are you trembling? Has your resolve already begun to falter? You weren't just bluffing, were you?
Of course not. It's just...
And the thing is he's the one who pulls the trigger.
Yes, no, maybe so.
That's his finger on the trigger, along with my finger, and he pushes the trigger himself. And just kind of lets you shoot him? Like, why? That one's throwing me for a loop still, because obviously in the next chapter he doesn't die, right? The thing is, though, from what I've learned, is he's definitely still capable of feeling plenty of pain. Like, just because he can't die and he's immortal in some sense doesn't mean he doesn't feel pain. So I'm like, why would you willingly let me throw all this harm upon you? To try and gain my trust or something? I don't know. With all senses gone, only the abdominal cavity spasms and contracts. It were as if the body had a hole. Water, food, or something else. Anything to fill this emptiness. Devour him. It's your power. That I don't fully understand either. In pitch black darkness, eerie whispers flood my mind once more. They bubble only to suddenly stop, leaving cold air to gnaw at my memory. My head hurts.
She won't be sleeping forever, right? She's been unconscious for 1 day. We need to wake her up.
Easy. Just open up the back of her head, drill a hole in her neck, and...
Waking up from a hazy nightmare, I open my eyes. I can still feel the numbness from the gun's recoil in my hand. When I make eye contact with them, the pupils of two young men who look alike instantly contract. They quickly hide their drills and darts up their sleeves. The air freezes for a moment. I sit up. By the way, I think Sylus and Luke and Kieran are the only characters in this game who have canonically killed people. Like, you just saw firsthand how Sylus instantly turned someone into ashes, bro. And after reading the twins' story and the one thing, they're not all that innocent either. I don't know if I don't think so. Zane's whole job is saving people's lives. I don't think he would go around killing people. And Xavier kills wanderers, but those are monsters and not necessarily people as far as I'm concerned. Same goes for Raphael. So I don't think the remainder of the guys have canonically killed people. You too.
You're seeing things. I'm the only one here. There is no two.
It's a little tactic they like to use on their victims. I collect myself and look around. The room, old and empty, is dark. A black-gray cotton blanket hangs off the bed frame. Returning my attention to the young man, I point at his look-alike standing behind him. Then who's that?
My soul can leave. My body!
Behind him, the young man lurking in the shadows immediately sticks out his hands in front of his chest, rolls his eyes, and starts shaking.
Are you stunned? Shocked? Boring.
I can't tell which one is Luke and which one's Kieran right now.
Hi. Before you left Boss's parlor, well, we already met. 4 days ago, to be exact.
We didn't just save you from that ungrateful traitor. We also brought you back to Oni Kindness's base.
So you want me to thank you? As my limbs slowly regain their strength, I quickly assess the current situation in my mind. I've been locked in a secret room with no light for 3 days, and during the times I was conscious for a few moments, I would catch a glimpse of Sylus. So my question is, did Sylus just choke us in that one cutscene until we passed out? I think that's the most violent he's ever been with us. Well, that and us letting him letting us shoot him in the chest too. The twins are obviously sent by Sylus to keep me monitored. While I was mentally prepared for this, finding myself in a direct confrontation with Ona Kindness was beyond my expectations. Yeah, I know, what a coinkydink, right? I just didn't expect Ona Kindness's leader to be an unreasonable monster. Yeah, I know, what a coincidence, right?
Are you crazy?
You wanted to take my life, and so you've taken it. Now what? Have you already figured out how you'll pay me back?
No, you can't die yet.
Why? Are you worried about me? Save that for the day you actually succeed in killing me.
Yeah, he's still capable of bleeding and everything. Forcing me to resonate with him, I don't fully understand that either. Then tricking me into thinking I've killed him. He's insane. I wonder if he's keeping me in another location right now. Or maybe he got bored. Even though the Ether Core's other half is in Ona Kindness's hands, being trapped here puts me in a vulnerable position. I need to leave and gather information.
We know what you're thinking. But after being hunted down in the nest, do you know how many people are out there looking for you?
I don't know, but please continue.
And even if you escape, you'll only get lost in the chaos of this no man's land.
Wanderers will eat you up! They also won't leave behind any crumbs, so...
Stay here with our boss! Throw away all morality and compassion, and this place will be a paradise.
By the way, who's older? You two are basically identical twins.
Take a guess.
I think it's Kieran? Could you come closer so I can get a better look? Or maybe it's, I don't know which one's the older one. Maybe it's because my voice sounded so sincere that his lips curled. He saunters over without even a hint of suspicion. When he's within reach, I pull out a laser pointer and hold it against his neck so I can threaten him.
Hey! What are you doing?
Have you heard of the XT-7, the Hunters Association's latest weapon? Whether out of recklessness or carelessness, Onokindness didn't search my body. It's a high-powered laser that can penetrate your skin and vaporize your blood. The good news is that it's quick and painless. The bad news is that you'll be losing a lot of blood from your neck. Are you squeamish? Kieran falls silent for a moment, then presses the door handle and moves aside. Okay, that didn't fully make a lot of sense to me at first because I was like, why is Kieran the one who's like allowing me to leave if I'm holding his brother hostage, right? Which, I mean, obviously he cares about his brother, right? They're twins, they're brothers, right? You would care about your sibling. But upon reading that little story about them and how they, how do I say, how they're special, like, in the way that they, I don't know how to put it, they kind of, I don't know, they have some kind of special connection in the fact that they can feel each other's pain. They are like, if one of them gets hurt, both of them get hurt. They can both feel it, no matter what it is. So, makes sense in a way. I don't know how it is that they can be like that, but I think they were experimented on, and then they escaped, and now here they are, and so on and so forth. You gotta read the story if you want to know full details about it, but long story short, they can feel each other's pain. To my surprise, the door opens just like that.
Why are you staring at me? Did I say you weren't allowed to leave?
Alright, next one.
Okay, just go straight down the hall and you'll see the exit.
I let go of Luke. Still afraid, he rubs his neck and heads over to Kieran's side. But I notice his gaze is full of curiosity and desire for the laser pointer in my hand. Do you want it? Here. Not expecting me to be this generous, Luke reaches for it. He's surprised.
Really? That's very nice of you to just give away a hunter's secret weapon.
It's just a laser pointer.
You...
I flashed my own playful smile right back at him. Did I ever say it was the XT-7? As the two of them get farther and farther away with every step I take, I can still hear their whispers behind me.
How far do you think she'll get? 30 meters?
I bet not even 10 steps.
I'll say 5 then.
With Luke and Kieran gone, I take out my hunter's watch. Unsurprisingly, there's no signal. The corridor before me is completely dark, like a deep, endless tunnel. While I didn't expect them to be kind enough to show me the way out, leaving that room could already be considered progress. There are several small crystal vases on the shelf by the wall. The drooping flowers in them have already withered. The owner probably hasn't been home in a long time. On the other side is a black bird. It's perched on a marble pillar that's half as tall as a human. Its middle wings are tucked in. A crow? Its eyes appear to be made out of rubies that glow with a lustrous yet haunting hue in the darkness. Its eyes suddenly move, fixing its gaze on me without blinking. It's alive? As I prepare myself to take a closer look, it suddenly spreads its wings and flies toward me. Its razor-sharp feathers barely miss the top of my head as it passes through the narrow gap of an open door. To pass through the corridor, I'll have to go there. I hesitate for a moment, then follow the crow. That's Mephisto, by the way. Melodious classical music seeps out from behind the door, making the corridor even more peaceful. A relaxed male voice rings out amidst the graceful song. It's like I'm hearing a monologue behind a curtain. I don't know who that is.
This little project has a name, but Falcon undertakes.
You should know I'm not interested in other people's business.
And Sylus is like, not interested.
Said you lied. You're not even telling me everything. It's a shame. You threw away your last chance.
Sylus? Never mind, I need to escape first.
No, please, forgive me. You can still use me as a tool.
Our deal is over. No. If you'll excuse me, I have to entertain a more important guest.
The pleading voice stops abruptly, like a balloon that leaves nothing behind after it explodes from being filled with too much air. I wonder if Sylus straight up killed that dude too, but I don't know. The room falls silent for a moment. The music suddenly stops before transitioning into a more gentle song played by string instruments.
Aren't you going to come in?
Sure. I knew they were up to no good. Everything is beautiful, from the clean white tablecloth to the silverware sparkling under the light, to even the ice bucket with bottles of red wine. The gory scene I envisioned didn't appear. Inside this calm room, the other voice's owner had vanished without a trace. Yeah, I think he just straight up killed him, but I don't know. This feeling again. I'm hungry all of a sudden. Why? Sylus picks up the decanter beside me, walks to my side, and pours me a glass of wine. Behind me, the shadows press down, their invisible pressure suffocating. I hold onto the chair with one hand to steady myself and grab the knife on the table with the other.
This will be useful for defending yourself in the N109 zone.
Sylus coldly chuckles as he places a familiar gun on the table. Are you mocking me?
I'm giving you a way out. Since you can't escape, why don't we make a deal?
Glaring at him, I drink the wine to taunt him. Onakainis' modus operandi is buying and selling by force. Too bad, I'm not interested. The ice-cold liquid slides down my throat, and soon I feel a burning pain in my stomach. The wine is stronger than I thought. I still can't help but chug one glass after another, hungry and thirsty. It's as if I'm trying to numb myself with the sensation.
As long as you have desires, there will always be deals to make.
With his crimson eyes full of malice, Sylus flashes a hint of a smile. His tall figure blocks out some of the light, and I can see his right eye starting to glow red. That's another thing. I totally forgot this dude's eyes glow... well, one of his eyes glow red. This means he's using some kind of power. Then I'd be in a daze and experience auditory hallucinations. I don't know if that's the full reason, but okay.
So many days have come and gone. You should know your own desires by now.
Oh, sorry. Confusion, restlessness, this insatiable emptiness. It's a black hole trying to swallow everything.
Only I can give you what you want.
Stop it.
And you will agree to my terms.
Depends on what those terms are. I can't allow myself to be controlled by this person again. I force myself to stand up, spurred on by the alcohol I drank. What terms? You just want me to resonate with you. I don't fully know what quote-unquote resonating is either, but apparently we can do it just fine with I'm sorry, not Sylus. Zane, Raphael, and Xavier. So yeah. I don't even fully know if my quote-unquote evil is, because apparently that's what they are. Like, everyone has their own evil, which is like a power, or you could say quirk in a way, like if you want to go in MHA terms. I think Xavier's is light, Zane's is ice, and Raphael's is fire. And as far as I'm concerned, Sylus's is like some form of dark power instead of light. You know what? Fine. I'll accept this deal. I resonate with you, and you give me the ether core from Onakainis' auction. As I say this, I grab Sylus's hand. His fingers are long, and his palm is cold. Even touching his hand faintly brings forth a sense of dread.
Release me. You can't do that just yet.
Even though you were forcing me to do it for 3 days straight? Okay. Don't move. I look up at him, trying to use my remaining sobriety to find a hint of emotion, anything, on his face. For a moment, a complex, incomprehensible struggle appears in his gaze. What could be the source of that? Where does this power in his right eye come from? Why does it feel so familiar to me? Is it related to the ether core? Time passes ever so slowly, and just like these past few days, nothing happens. Why is it? Murmuring to myself, I refuse to give up. I grab his hand and hold it like I'm squeezing a pump. The invisible pressure becomes stronger and stronger. The influence of alcohol gradually subsides, and I realize I made a very dangerous move. I awkwardly straighten my posture and quietly try to pull back my hand, yet he grips it more tightly.
Maybe I've been too nice to you.
Shut up. My fingers were firmly clasped. I couldn't move them at all. You let go. Even if you keep holding on to me like this, I can't resonate with you. It's not something I can just do on a whim.
After all that arrogance, it seems like you can't even control your own evil.
At the moment, it seems like it. At the very least, it doesn't want to be activated in front of you. Sylus stares at her interlocked hands blankly for a long time, and finally, he slowly lets go. I rub my wrists as I take a few steps back. My breathing and heartbeat gradually return to normal. We were at a standstill. Then, with a thoughtful expression, he leans back in his chair and looks at me. He was sitting the whole time?
Just as I thought. You're too weak.
Do you want to get punched in the face, Sylus? Because I will totally do it. Just because I'm in love with you don't mean nothing. Where does he get all this confidence from to make such a conclusion? Is everyone in the N109 zone weird? Sylus pinches the area between his brow, then wraps his knuckles on the table.
Eat as much as you want.
He says those words like he's giving out an order that won't be questioned. What are you... The word insane is on the tip of my tongue, but I force myself to stop talking. I turn to look at the long, seemingly endless table behind me. It's filled with countless exquisite dishes, the lavishness almost dizzying.
I'll give you 10 minutes. After you're done, come find me outside the base's entrance. You better hope our deal is successful. Otherwise, consider this your last meal.
Gives me a 10-minute lunch break. Go ahead, eat for 10 minutes and then let's get going. Ugh, hang on. Let me see if I can move this ever so slightly. Okay, there we go. What is this? Oh. I know what that is. It's some gum I had. Okay, so next chapter. Next part.
I I must have been really drunk to make a deal with this monster.
Why did you start chugging wine out of nowhere? That's my question. Nice bike, bro.
Are we going to experience the sights and sounds of the N109 zone?
Do you have 9 lives? Curiosity killed the cat.
Then I shouldn't go.
You like to bargain, don't you? But you're not yet qualified.
Look, are there no speed limits in the N109 zone? I still don't know where the auction will take place.
If you want to stay out of trouble, behave yourself inside.
And if I refuse? It hurts!
You'll hurt even more.
You know, I didn't realize how hostile he was towards us in the beginning.
Who is it? If you want to order something, bring your own protocore. I won't accept anything that isn't high grade.
Mr. Sylus, you don't usually do surprise visits. I got you a guinea pig. It's time for your Evol linkage alteration project to have a living test subject.
Wait. You wanna alter me? You bastard.
In that case, let me take a look first.
I don't think he's ever this hostile towards you after this, like, or at least not like physically. Does he definitely spout snarky remarks and everything? Yes, but I don't think he physically threatens you or does anything like that towards you. So honestly, it's kind of surprising seeing again.
Sir, you're not actually going to alter me, right? I'm just a normal evolver.
Trying to bargain with me is pointless. No one can change Sylus's mind.
You have the Resonance Evil?
Did they do anything while I was gone?
Nothing too dramatic, just 2 explosions. One in the northern suburbs and one in the Bloomshore district.
Bloomshore district. This is related to Grandma.
They just made a bunch of shoddy products. I overestimated them.
And after doing those shameless things and making a mess, then they want you to be their scapegoat.
What are you talking about? Someone else made those 2 explosions happen?
Oh dear, you look disappointed. Instead of searching for the truth, you'd rather swallow a lie that makes you feel better.
I'm afraid she's not a suitable recipient. Her Evol linkage is completely normal. Only the strength's been suppressed.
Did someone put in a suppressor?
I don't think it's physical.
It's not my fault. I can resonate just fine with others.
And that thing I asked you to alter, how's that?
It was difficult, but the maximum energy burst value has been increased tenfold.
That's the little thing?
Are you really going to use it?
She's suppressed, right? She just needs a little stimulation then.
Him making me fight monsters too is so funny. It's so unlike like the current Sylus that I know. Alright, fight happens and then we go over here.
package now. Make it as strong as possible.
This isn't what we agreed to.
Relax. You can handle it.
Mr. Sylus, I think there's another reason why she can't resonate. You see, her evol is special. It utilizes the waves generated by the human brain's magnetic field. Maybe her brain's magnetic field produces repulsive waves against you. That's why she can't resonate with you.
Get to the point.
To make a long story short, on a subconscious level, she's either rejecting you, scared of you, or, disgusted by you. Even if she undergoes alteration, you won't be able to resonate with her so long as she's still hostile toward you. And Mr. Sylus, if the alteration fails, she will be completely ruined. We need to address the cause first.
Which means there's something wrong with her.
You let go of me!
By the way, I have an evol stabilizer in the storage cabinet. I'll make her use it.
The hostility radiating from that man at that point. Like, he was so mad. It was so funny, though. Perhaps worried that his inventions will get caught in a crossfire, he quickly takes me to a room on the second floor.
Right now, you need to stay calm, miss.
He bends down and pulls out a dusty electronic device from underneath the cabinet.
The N109 zone is a chaotic place, and you have a part of an ether core. Accompanying him is the safest option.
Okay, to this day, I don't know if there's only quote-unquote one ether core or if there's multiple ether cores. The way this game portrays it, at some point makes it sound like there's only one and that there's fragments of it everywhere. And then later on in the story, it's like, oh no, there's multiples of these suckers. And I'm like, what the frick do you mean? So at this point, I don't even know. You know I'm carrying an ether core? A burst of red light appears and scans my whole body. Several windows pop up on an old-fashioned display screen, which shows the data is being analyzed.
I recognize that protocurve. Monitoring ether cores used to be my job.
See? I'm assuming there's multiple. A guess pops into my mind. I look again at the dusty electronic device. Just as I thought, there's an inconspicuous mark in the corner. I saw it among the files Grandma left not too long ago.
The N109 zone is a mess right now. An outsider like you who's unfamiliar with the details can easily lose her life. Sticking with Sylus might not be a bad idea. Better to be with him compared to some other people.
Sylus is a heartless man. He may only want to alter me right now, but he's going to get me killed eventually. It's another question. Is Sylus even quote-unquote human? Because the way the game portrays the rest of the characters, or the rest of the boys, I know Xavier isn't. I don't fully know what he is, but I know he's not human. Zane, I don't know. Honestly, he's the one I have the least information on right now. And I know Raphael isn't, because he's a Lemurian, which is like ancient people who used to live underwater, right? Fact is, he's not human either. So part of me's like, was Sylus, I mean, is he technically human now, or has he always been a dragon? I don't know, right? Exasperated, the shopkeeper shakes his head.
You're just not used to the darkness yet. There are predators lurking in these depths that you haven't seen.
Some people are even scarier than him.
You say Sylus is heartless, but sometimes those with hearts are even crueler than those without.
Like Xavier said, the N109 zone is very divided. Each faction only recognizes its own allies. Fighting alone is obviously not a good idea in a place like this, but if I really have to stay close to Sylus... The shopkeeper's concern seems to be genuine. After weighing my options, I nod and flash a reassuring smile. I understand what you mean. I'll give it some thought. Beep. The lines on the screen rise and fall, showing 2 intertwined curves.
Alright. There's nothing wrong with your evil. The energy of the ether core inside you is also stable.
So I have something called the quote-unquote resonance evol. Which doesn't make a lot of sense to me either, so let's continue.
Have you figured out what you'll do next?
The ether core's other half is one of the items at the auction. Naturally, I don't assume I can get it by myself. The only advantage I have is having part of an ether core in my heart, since I can resonate with the energy. I should be able to sense its location. The real problem is figuring out how to escape from the predators lurking in these depths after I obtain it. The N109 zone is currently a mess, and there are enemies no matter where I go. If I have to work with someone, the strongest person here would be the best option. Maybe I should actually make a deal with Sylus. Upon realizing this, my next step becomes clear. I get up and say goodbye to the shopkeeper, and when I spot that familiar mark, I look back at his dark, weary expression. Were you acquainted with my grandma? He just waves his hand, gesturing for me to leave.
Well, if all goes well for you and whatever happens, then I can say I've repaid Miss Josephine's kindness.
So yes, he does know my grandma. Up until now, I had always thought that Onakindness was hunting down researchers who worked on ether cores before. But that shopkeeper, who seems to have a strong connection to Grandma, is seeking Sylus's protection. Maybe there are other secrets. I think deeply about what the shopkeeper said, lost in thought, but when I go downstairs, the workshop is empty. Sylus? The door's curtains, which were closed before, are now rolled up, and after I leave the workshop, Sylus's motorcycle is nowhere to be seen. Dude ditched me. What? Did he just ditch me? Sylus? The only response I get is a faint thud from the unlit alley next to the workshop. It's probably trash that fell onto the ground. Just when I was thinking about whether or not I should work with him, he disappeared on me. I can't talk. There are only piles of scrap in the empty streets. I look around, my heart pounding. Maybe after confirming he couldn't resonate with me, he finally lost his patience and interest. So be it. At least I can freely move around now.
Would you like to buy a flower, miss?
Aerith, is that you? Aerith, this isn't your game. You're in Final Fantasy. A clear voice resounds. I turn and see a little girl behind me. She appears to be 8 or 9 years old. Aerith, you're in the wrong game. Go back. No, thank you.
Would you like a gun, bullets, or a protocore then? I have them all.
Okay. I don't need those either. But it might be a good idea to chat with the locals and get information about the auction. I kneel down to be at eye level and tap her basket. You know where I can buy some intel, sweetie?
That's easy. Follow me.
2 sets of footsteps echo across the empty street. Meanwhile, the sound of flapping wings can be heard in the distance. I look up at the sky, but I see nothing except dark clouds that obscure moonlight. A crow perches on a streetlight that's been dilapidated for years. The red glow in its eyes flickers as it breathes. A few blood-stained tufts of gray fur peek out from under its metal claws. It quietly observes the 2 girls, one tall and one short, as they head into another filthy street. It tilts its head and thinks for a moment. Then it quickly drops its dead prey and silently spreads its wings to follow them. Lying under the streetlight are 7 or 8 fat rats, all gutted, mixed with their flesh and blood are broken pieces of monitoring equipment. Oh. Okay. So then we go to the next part. Oh wow, this is a lot longer. Okay. Won't be too much longer.
Auntie, an outsider, I mean, a lady is here to buy something.
Under the dim yellow light, a young woman is hunched over behind the bar. Bored, she's fiddling with some cards. In the center of the graffiti-covered wall is the establishment's somewhat gaudy name. How do you say that?
What do you want?
A list of people who are attending Onakainis' protocore auction and a map of the venue. How much? The woman turns around, looks me up and down with interest, then makes a gesture.
50,000.
Goodness. Just for 2 pieces of intel? She wags her finger.
50,000 per word. Since you're new and pretty, I'll give you a 5% discount. What do you think?
I don't even know how much that is, but no thanks. You're so generous. There's a useful card in my pocket next to that so-called family crest, but I'm worried that using the card could cause trouble. Seeing my hesitation, she shrugs and opens a door. Loud chatter mixed with the sound of rolling dice, spinning roulettes, and card shufflers fills the air.
You also going to Solon Hotel tomorrow? Do you have an auction invitation?
Doesn't matter if I get one or not. For something as big as this, you gotta try and get a piece of the pie, right? I heard there's going to be a treasure. If you manage to get it, you could easily sell it for hundreds of thousands.
Do you want to go? Then ask Sylus. I heard if you give him what he wants.
Only if I can find Sylus and Onakainis. Haven't you heard? While he was away, big changes happened in their ranks.
That explains why it seemed like no one lived in that house for a really long time. So somehow, someway, Sylus disappeared for a while. And then not too long ago came back? Although I don't understand why he disappeared for so long either, so who knows? My ears prick up, but the door creaks as it's shut.
Did you hear them? Now you understand why these 2 pieces of intel are expensive.
Yet you just gave me all that information.
And since it's about one of the N109 zone's big shots, of course it's going to cost you.
What if I want information about Onakainis? She freezes for a second, then leans in to whisper into my ear.
Missy, don't pry into things you shouldn't know. I still got business to take care of.
Sylus hasn't been around for a really long time. You think he really went missing?
Maybe he's dead. Did you see how arrogant Sherman's punks have been lately? If Sylus was with Onakainis, they wouldn't even dare to be bold.
The spinning roulette rumbles like a rainstorm, and soon enough, the sound is drowned out by cheers and screams. I hide in the shadow of a fiddle leaf fig, holding a stack of casino chips and pretending to watch the fun unfold. Meanwhile, I eavesdrop on the conversations around me. It seems Onakainis' recent troubles aren't fully related to the protocore auction. But Sylus disappeared? Isn't he alive and running around? Recalling Sylus' pompous, contemptuous face, I chuckled to myself. If he died, he'd drag the entire N109 zone to hell with him. That's just how he is.
Miss, I have a flower. It's for you.
I look up. The girl who led me to this place is leaning against the poker table on her tiptoes. She holds a black flower. Thank you. Did you grow up here? Does everyone know Sylus?
Yeah, he's a monster with huge wings that never dies. And she has horns.
Dang, the dragon foreshadowing was so real! That comment made no sense to me the first time I first played this, but that's making so much more sense. That is so weird.
If I don't listen to Auntie, Sylus will find me and feed me to his man-eating birdie.
Is she talking about that crow? Everyone is afraid of Sylus, yet they keep trying to make deals with him. Not to mention, he took the initiative to propose a deal with me. Maybe even... I can't freaking talk. Maybe my evol can be used as a valuable tool against him. Suddenly, several gunshots ring out, piercing my eardrums. Everyone looks up at the entrance.
We got a party tonight.
Bang, the door with broken bolts falls over, and a pair of leather boots steps over it.
Don't be nervous. Onakainis' important guest got lost. I'd like to ask everyone to cooperate with our search.
A person wearing sunglasses walks in. He's flanked by half a dozen gun-toting men dressed in black. The sound of guns being loaded with bullets can be heard.
Shut the door and search the room. Everyone's about to be entertained.
Huh. Okay. Curious. Interesting. Gunfire and the sound of tables and chairs getting knocked over intermingle with the N109 zone slang I don't understand. In the hidden utility room, I hug the little girl tightly as I look out the secret window that's facing the lobby.
There are so many people. Today's a good day for business.
Do you have a death wish? Hide and don't talk. The floor is soaked in blood, and the mice hiding under the floorboards scamper away in fear. Whistling, the man casually strolls over to the bar, rings the bell, and then shoves the photo in front of the shopkeeper.
I suggest you bring out our guest. Mr. Sherman's not going to sit around and leave her unattended.
Isn't Sylus the leader of Onakainis? Who's Mr. Sherman?
I'm sorry she's not here. I'd remember a pretty face if she actually showed up.
Gonna keep your mouth shut. Fine.
He turns around to face his comrades. His broken, wire-bound jaw opens as he lets out a hoarse cackle.
Pry open their mouths one at a time. Someone will spill the beans sooner or later.
Missy, they're looking for you, right?
The secret window is blocked off, and the woman's voice drifts softly through a gap. Are you going to hand me over to them? I try to sound calm as I tightly clutch the tranquilizer in my sleeve. I have yet to test the thing Xavier claims would paralyze an elephant, but there aren't any zoos in the N109 zone. I was gonna say, that was a tranquilizer that Xavier gave me.
Anyone who's Onakainis' target is valuable. I can get a better price if I find the right person. Stay where you are. I don't want to hand you over like this.
Suddenly, a crow soars in and dives... Sorry, brain fart. Suddenly, a crow soars in and dives towards... I can't freaking talk. Dives toward the search party's leader, its razor-sharp wings aimed at him.
What is that?
Now. I roll and crawl out of the utility room. As I try to sneak away quietly, someone yanks my collar. I turn around and aim my gun. I see a familiar face in the shadows, his chin slightly raised.
So when someone saves you, do you always point your gun at them to express your gratitude?
Well, you're the one who sneaked up on me, genius. Several bullets graze him only to dissipate into dust. The people who fired the shots are strangled by something. They slump to the ground dead. See, I'm telling you, this man will not hesitate to kill. Remembering the rumors I heard before, as well as this Mr. Sherman, I'm quiet as I look around. Your underlings aren't exactly obedient. Before my mockery, Silas's mouth twitches as if he wants to say something, but in the end, he just purses his lips. He's trying to tell me that those aren't his underlings. That's what he's trying to tell me.
Focus on yourself first.
Hearing Silas's voice, the search party's leader suddenly panics. A cloud of energy particles gather around him. Several wanderers quickly materialize. Roaring, they rush straight for us. Are they calling for backup because they can't win? How is this not cheating? Sylus grabs my wrists and holds me in his arms. He slides his finger over the trigger of my gun, aiming the weapon at the figure in the center of the room.
Do you expect people from the N109 zone to be nice and polite?
Touché. Okay, fight happens, and then next. The room is a complete mess with broken objects and overturned tables and chairs strewn about. Wanderers keep appearing one after another. I fall back to the window and think about how likely we can make a run for it. We can't wipe them out. Our only option is to retreat.
Do you really believe retreat is a word in my dictionary?
Then do something, genius. While I'm anxious and tired, Sylus is infuriatingly calm and smug. Oh, so you like being a freeloader, Mr. Sylus? Didn't you see me fighting for my life earlier?
Since when was I required to investigate the files the Hunter Association had on you?
What? That was brought out of context.
Consider this training practice. Get ready.
Sylus ignores my protests and aims my gun at the switch box on the wall.
You won't get any help.
Ooh, I want to punch you in the gut right now. A gun is fired and the lights go out. Sylus quickly vanishes, realizing I've been left behind again. Colorful curses boil on the tip of my tongue.
Let's make a deal.
Aren't you going to leave? I can't resonate with you.
If you'd like to attend the auction tomorrow, stand your ground for 5 minutes. And should you have the audacity to die on me...
He lifts his hand and puts a communicator in my ear. Then he speaks in a surprisingly gentle tone.
You actually will meet your end.
You're giving me mixed signals here, Sylus. Dim neon light seeps in through the cracks in the windows, illuminating the cold rain. The darkness is eerily still, freezing sound and light. I hold my breath and grip my gun more tightly. Stay calm. It's not like I haven't done similar shooting exercises before. I hear heavy footsteps as something approaches. It sounds like a monster trampling on the ground.
You're breathing too loudly.
Oh my gosh, the freaking foreshadowing is insane. So you're in the comms channel.
I didn't turn off the lights to force you into combat. We're stalling for time.
You really are something. You didn't retreat, right? Am I just trying to buy some time for you? A crow suddenly caws outside the window. Its loud, unpleasant cry is familiar. I hear the flapping of wings and mechanical movements in the darkness. Sylus laughs disdainfully.
Aim at Mephisto.
Who?
The crow. He's trying to help you.
I aim my gun at Mephisto's red eyes. Sure enough, as I fire, I hear wanderers dissipate one after another. Strange. It doesn't seem like the number of enemies is decreasing. Sylus, if they can't clone themselves like bacteria, they're usually immortal like you. Sylus? There's no response. It's as if our call was suddenly cut off. Did something happen to him? But right now, I have no time to wonder if he's safe or not. There are still figures in the darkness that are heading straight for me. Desperate, I shoot the wine barrels that decorate the ceiling. A cascade of alcohol rains down. My bullets instantly set them aflame. Then I hear the crackling of something burning. That is not how alcohol works, but okay. Yet the figures don't cry out. They don't even stop for a second. Amidst the blue firelight, I see their faces. Under the corroded, crystallized skin, they seem to have human faces. They resemble human more than wanderers. That's interesting. I'm kind of glad I'm going through this again, because I don't remember a lot of this. I haven't gone through it since the first time I streamed this. Panicked, the man flees. He trips over an abandoned auto, wandering around, falling into the wastewater along with the sunglasses. Visitors are not allowed.
Visitors are not allowed. Please obey the security measures set in place. There are still 67 days until the project's completed. We will announce the greatest discovery to the world.
He struggles as he gets up and pushes open a heavy iron door that's hidden in the corner. Ooh, excuse me. Amidst a pile of old, rusty devices, a dark-colored stone platform lights up. After a while, the light dims, turning into a strange color. The man arches his back and lets out a hoarse, eerie laugh.
It's still here. The Flux Nexus. You're done for now.
His laughter suddenly stops. Deadly black-red mist rolls in from all directions. The nightmarish shadow slowly approaches from behind. The man's eyes widen in fear, but he can't move.
Spare me, sir!
Crimson particles land in the wastewater. The air is deathly still, yet the nearby light glows brighter. Sylus smiles coldly. The black-red mist flows into the Flux and is instantly blown to pieces from the inside. Instantly, the rampaging monsters fall over and curl up into a fetal position. What happened? Were they disconnected from something? The one closest to me, with a tattoo-like mark on its chest, has been burnt beyond recognition. Leaking out of its wound is a liquid that's not blood. It's more like a vicious mixture of oil and slime. These crystals look like protochores. I've seen this before. Are they humans, or... The lights turn on, which surprises me. I quietly wrap a tissue around a small crystal and hide it in my sleeve. Then I stand up. Did you finish everything on your side?
Let's go.
As usual, Sylus is calm. He won't be telling me what he was up to, it seems.
Thank you for your patronage. Please be careful out there.
The shopkeeper appears from who knows where, waves happily, and suddenly gives me a big hug. With one hand on my shoulder, she opens my pocket and places a small storage device in it.
You really are a special person, Missy.
On this rainy night, the motorcycle zooms down the road. As soon as we return to Sylus's base, he leaves me to do who knows what. Meanwhile, the crow seems to have been triggered by something. Propping up his body with one wing, he opens his beak and loudly caws at me. I pick up and inspect the weird crow, finally realizing what's wrong. Did you break your wing? I guess you're not bulletproof. Did I accidentally hit you? As if expressing his grievances, the crow screeches. It sounds like a metal spoon is being scraped against a metal bowl. Don't tell me you're upset. You're saying it's my fault then?
What happened?
I turn around and see Sylus walking out with a glass of wine. His gaze sweeps across my face and lands on what's in my hands. He's saying his wing is broken. He's disabled now.
You learned how to speak bird in just a few hours.
I'm just explaining the situation on his behalf. Sylus takes the crow from me. My sympathetic gaze follows him. Okay, I'll admit I might have accidentally injured your pet. How should I compensate you?
His name is Mephisto. He gets very upset if you call him a pet.
Mephisto's funny, man. Sylus looks at Mephisto's broken wing and glances at me.
Did something strange happen before they attacked?
I reluctantly swallow my retort as another flame of anger is ignited. You should ask Mephisto what happened. You made him follow me around for observation.
True.
You're not going to deny it? Sylus purposefully leans forward, his eyes shining like rippling cold liquid.
Were you hoping I'd be flustered with how you exposed me? We're in the N109 zone, sweetie. Whether you're with me or by yourself, you can't escape my influence. Please, don't be delusional.
I'm not the only one who's delusional. Isn't a certain someone hoping I dislike him less so I can resonate with him? Don't pat me. We're not friendly yet. I'm just kidding. You can pat me all you want. Despite having gone through such a big ordeal and being mocked, Sylus still shows no signs of anger. He fiddles with Mephisto's broken wing, takes a sip of his drink, then places the glass in my hand. Why am I holding this stupid glass for him? As I try to put it down somewhere, Sylus suddenly turns around, walks to the other side of the room, and calls me over.
Hurry up.
Boy! Can I get a police? Huh?
Bring me more wine.
Okay. Listen here, mister. Considering how hostile you've been treating me lately, I don't think I'm your maid. Am I a bar to you?
Compared to you, a bar is more obedient.
That's how you get knocked out, man. With his long legs, he reaches the elevator in just a few steps. He turns to see I haven't caught up to him, so he beckons for me with his hand that's holding Mephisto. Whew. It's good. It's good that I'm going through all this again before I go into Dragon Sylus territory. After transferring the data from the storage device, a hologram of Solon Hotel appears. The other file is a list of the auction's attendees. It even has my fake identity and name on it. That makes a lot more sense too, because Xavier and his friend were the one who gave me that fake identity. While it's not complete, it's enough for me to get a better understanding of the auction. By the way, those guys who tried to capture me back at wherever, were they actually traders who used to work in Onakindus? They also mentioned a Mr. Sherman. Who's that?
Why are you interested in a dead person?
So he did kill him. Next to me, Sylus tosses aside Mephisto's broken parts. He gives me a blank expression. I stare back at him and remember what the workshop's owner had said before.
Just 2 explosions. One in the northern suburbs and one in the Bloomshore district. And after doing those shameless things and making a mess, then they want you to be their scapegoat.
If there's another faction with Onakainis, could the incident at Grandma's house be related to Sherman? They must also be after the ether core in my body. In a way, your conflict involves me. No, you left me behind on purpose as bait, didn't you? So you could clean up? I turned my head to see Sylus and Mephisto exchange glances. The crow lets out a defiant wail. It doesn't matter how deep your hatred is. You've cursed me enough. Get over it. Besides, it was an accident. I didn't mean to injure you. Also, you were stalking me earlier. Even if I did it on purpose, you deserve it.
You can scold me directly, if you want.
Come here so I can give you an earful. Under the hate... Okay, I'm sorry. Under the hazy light, Sylus reveals a gentle look completely uncharacteristic of him. I compose myself, realizing I've been unreasonably angry with him. No, you haven't. If anything, you haven't been angry enough. Regardless of whether he wanted to clean up or not, those people were after me. I had to face them sooner or later. A silence settles between us. I clear my throat and try to change the topic to lighten up the mood. When we first met, you said we were, quote-unquote, the same. Is that foreshadowing? If I don't ask now, he might not have the patience to answer me tomorrow. You probably have an ether core inside you, too. Mine is in my heart. Yours, is it in your eye?
Sure. Think of it like that.
Hang on, I gotta move this. Okay. My ether core doesn't seem to be any different from a normal protocore, though. It's not very useful. But that's not the case with yours. Sylus stops moving his hands for a moment and looks at me with a blank expression.
It helps me see what people want the most. It exposes the desires that they refuse to admit.
So those chaotic noises and visions in my mind back at the dining table were also caused by his ether core? As I think about it, I can't help but look into his eyes again. Devour. It's your. Not again. Why am I? I touch my forehead, and when I come to my senses, his face is a breath away. With my right hand, I press down on the area around his eye. I can't tell what he's feeling. His thin eyelashes gently brush against my fingers. Sylus doesn't break eye contact with me, as if he's looking at something hidden in the depths of my gaze.
Have you gone mad?
He suddenly moves closer, his eyelashes almost brushing against my cheek. Sorry? I'm sorry, I just wanted to get a closer look at your ether core. I thought he would push me away, but he didn't. You like it when people do that? I take a deep breath and meet his gaze again. Didn't you want to resonate with me? Do you want to try again? Without waiting for him to answer, I grab his hand again. Come on, I'll use both hands this time. A chill blankets his body. I'm not sure if it's the cold breeze coming in from a small gap in the window or his aura. He's good at fighting. He's good at fighting. He's good at fighting. The old gas lamp above us flickers and emits a light softer than the sound of our breaths. He looks good. He looks good. He looks good.
I can hear you talking.
I seriously don't remember any of this. Enjoy it. This is one of the 2 good things I can think about you. At least MC agrees. Moving my gaze down, I look carefully at our interlocked hands, but I still can't feel even the slightest change. It seems we can't rush our resonance, but with the auction fast approaching, I need him to work with me as soon as possible. I organize my thoughts and use the nicest tone I can muster. You already know I entered the N109 zone to get the ether core that's at the auction. And since you want to resonate with me, I have an idea. I don't know if I should say it, though.
Then don't.
I force myself to suppress the anger in my heart. But I can't resonate with you because I reject you on a subconscious level. That means my evil is controlled by my emotions. Changing a person's feelings might be difficult, but it won't be that hard, I think. As I say this, I cross my arms and lift my chin at him. There's an easy solution right in front of us. Help me get the ether core and ensure my safety by escorting me out of the N109 zone. You'll be able to use me as bait to clean up, right?
It's almost as if your face is saying you're doing me a huge favor.
I don't have another bargaining chip. I can only bluff to appear more confident. I also know my clumsy attempt won't fool Sylus. That's why I'm telling the truth. I don't know why you insist on resonating with me, but as long as you're willing to help me, I'll help you. Sylus shifts his gaze from the map and looks at me indifferently.
That's not enough.
Then what do you want? Should I beg? I can do it.
Or we could do this.
Sylus suddenly opens the bottom drawer and pulls out a jewel-encrusted crow brooch.
If you can take this from me within 24 hours, I'll agree to your terms.
Do you test people before you work with them? Are you testing my skills, my intelligence, or my values? He did, because he tested the twins too before they started working for him. I raise my voice as I try to grab it while he's distracted, yet he reacts quickly. The brooch disappears in the blink of an eye.
Only when you have a bargaining chip can you make a deal. And since you're the one who proposed this, use your own methods. You should be thankful the goal is clear enough this time.
Interesting, interesting. In the dim lighting, the crow brooch on my chest gleams a dark red, reminiscent of wine. After some twists and turns, I finally got the brooch from Sylus. He kept his promise and agreed to help me obtain the ether core. With an expensive dress and dazzling jewelry, my reflection in the mirror is strange yet sufficiently alluring. And then that goes into the other memory. Because we have to, in the memory and the scene that they give you, it shows you trying to look for the brooch. And how eventually you do find it. And honestly, that scene is so funny. But I'll probably go over that another time.
It suits you.
Thanks. Another figure enters the mirror's reflection. Sylus leans lazily against the doorway.
No one can stay wary when there's a beauty walking around.
It's the first time you've complimented me throughout this whole story. This beauty will bash your skull sooner or later. I turn around and walk up to scrutinize him. You're just going to waltz right into a dangerous auction without a plan?
I like how you assume I didn't make one. Find a way to make everyone lower their guard first. Then lure out the ones with ill intentions and get rid of them. Then I'll cover you while you fetch the ether core's other half.
Interesting plan. That's it?
It won't fail. Promise.
Sylus gives me another once-over. I angrily take his outstretched hand and walk out the door with him. You better not be a liability later. To deal with the real masterminds behind the auction, I can only ally myself with someone deadlier than the enemy. All the information I've gathered has created an intricate web of conspiracies. Now it's time to tear it up. In the sky, the stars are devoured by an endless darkness. The deep space tunnel is silent, seemingly frozen in time. Suddenly, there's a thud, a pulse resembling a heartbeat. Cosmic dust silently fills the air. Something penetrates the invisible barrier and slowly opens its eyes. Auction time.
It's not too late to back out now, if you want to.
Focus on yourself first. Stay frosty. It's showtime.
Sylus?
1, 2, 3 guys. Who's that person? That's quite the ambush. Sylus, are you sure they'll bite?
It depends on your performance.
Mr. Sylus, we've been expecting you.
I assume you already know how to act as good bait.
Teehee.
I'll be back soon. Have fun.
Where do you get all this money from, bro? No one just casually hands over a black card
These
like
are
that.
ordinary protocors. Good thing they aren't bombs. Something's off about this one. Was it tampered with?
Did anything catch your eye, miss? There are even better ones on that side.
The stuff you have is pretty mediocre. Sylus, it's okay for me to purchase a few items with your card, right?
Don't bother me with such trivial matters.
Shut up.
I'll take this for 1 million. Please wrap it up for me.
5 million.
Why?
Your offer will make people think I'm broke. Wouldn't want that, sweetie.
In that case, I won't hold back. I changed my mind. 10 million. Are these all the protocors you got? I'll buy everything.
Pompous.
I mean, you're the one who said you didn't want me to make you look poor, so. Alright. Beams of golden light shine in from the smooth, dark walls. They illuminate the room's elegant decor. On the sofa, Sylus shakes his whiskey glass. The ice cubes swish around, making soft clinking sounds. How much does this dude drink? There's a painting on the wall called In Expectation, which depicts angels, demons, and the Grim Reaper sitting around the table. The last empty seat seems to be for him.
Mr. Sylus.
The man named Sherman walks into the room and nods. Oh, so he wasn't dead yet. Okay, so that was a threat. Okay. The man named Sherman walks into the room and nods humbly at Sylus. Sylus looks up, the corner of his mouth curling into a half smile. And then a dark-colored mist seizes Sherman by the collar and slams him into the ground. Choking and losing energy from the strangulation, Sherman claws at the mist around his neck, but he only leaves bloody scratch marks on his skin. Even a meticulously crafted plan is powerless before absolute strength.
My time is limited, so let's cut to the chase.
No, I didn't betray you.
Oh, I know. You're too much a coward to do it on your own. But the people who said they'd help you replace me must have made an offer only an idiot would refuse.
Silas glances at the clear alcohol in his glass and puts it back on the table. With a faint glow appearing in his right eye, he walks over to Sherman, who's sprawled out on the ground.
I see. Their method of buying traders is as old school and uncreative as ever.
Enduring an excruciating amount of pain, Sherman finally discards his hypocrisy and scowls.
Sylus! Don't think! With them around, you won't be cocky for long!
Sylus reveals an intriguing smile and looks down at him.
Since you chose betrayal, my only option is to make you pay in advance.
Oh, someone tells me Sherman's dead. Inside the banquet hall, people converse and mingle. Countless eyes check me out, both openly and from the shadows. I fiddle with the protocurs I bought. There are traces of other protocurs. These were modified. I turn around, and several pairs of eyes immediately look away. I take this chance to speak in a hushed voice into the earpiece. Sylus, how are things on your end?
Miss, the brooch you're wearing is very exquisite. May I buy it from you?
No. As a man wearing a suit suddenly blocks my way. Holding out his hand, he smiles. A faint blue electric current flashes. Oh, I'm sorry. I read that wrong. Holding out his hand, he smiles as a faint blue electric current flashes from his cuff. Wearing a poker face, I step back and raise my chin. Not interested, excuse me. The man doesn't budge. He takes another step toward me instead.
How does 10 Hightowers sound? Ah, the banquet is about to start. Would you like to dance?
What are Hightowers?
They're special weapons made from high-grade protocors. A single high tower can obliterate this entire hotel.
Did he just put his...
Sorry, the brooch is a gift from me. You wanted to sell it.
Who knows if you were coming back or not?
Are you disappointed?
You...
Did he just put his hand around my waist? He said, back off, bro.
He was going to spend a fortune so he could dance with me. What about you? Shouldn't you make an offer as well?
Dude gave up.
The Ether Core's location.
You know where it is?
You'll find out after this dance.
So you can be polite when you want to be.
How are you so sure I'll listen to you?
Refuse me all you want.
He knows how to slow dance. I don't think people of our generation and later on know how to slow dance. I think slow dancing is like... nobody does it anymore, practically. I mean, I could be wrong. I think, well, I did learn how to slow dance like a long time ago, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember a lot of it. I don't think it's that difficult, though. Melodious music serenades the luxurious banquet hall that's illuminated by dreamy lighting. Sylus calmly guides me across the dance floor, swaying to the song's rhythm. He blocks the prying shadows around us. Sorry, I was listening to the music. He blocks the prying shadows around us, and when I look up, all I see is his face, which is quite infuriating.
You need to be smarter if you want to retaliate against me.
Sorry, I'm not really used to these kinds of social gatherings. I clumsily lift my heel off his foot. Okay, apparently she can't fully slow dance either. Do you actually get information on the ether core?
You can choose not to believe me.
Catching a glimpse of a flashing red dot in the shadows, I use my hand that's on his shoulder to push him in the opposite direction. But they wouldn't leak such important information unless it's a trap.
Exactly.
I look back at him. You're not going to throw yourself into their trap, are you?
Be content with your role. Don't scare away the fish that already bit the hook.
8 evol bombs, 15 high-frequency guns. They really want you dead. Sylus, you made a lot of enemies.
This isn't the first time it's happened.
Huh. Foreshadowing? The music reaches a crescendo. The notes from the orchestra are layered on top of one another like surging tidal waves. The lights dim to the passionate beats, and shadows surround us on all sides. You have something up your sleeve, right? Even if you have a death wish, I don't intend to die here with you.
Don't worry. You won't die that easily.
A deafening explosion drowns out the music and ensuing screams. The beautiful hall is instantly reduced to rubble. Amidst the surging chaos, Sylus tightens his grip on my hand. I hear him softly scoff. To my surprise, I see him nonchalantly crush something before throwing it into the debris. You had the detonator this whole time?
The vermin were taking their sweet time. I was getting impatient.
The metaflux is quickly increasing and there's more than one wanderer. Be careful. I take out my weapon from under my dress and fire several shots at the wanderer that was about to attack Sylus. That was close.
How long do you think you'll last with an outdated weapon?
Okay, listen here, mister. I got armories in every part of the town and city and anywhere else of the world. Can you leave me be? You... Sylus tosses over another gun.
Don't waste your efforts.
Did Sherman make you do this? Where's the ether core? Answer me. After defeating the last wanderer, I find a henchman cowering in the corner. I press my gun's muzzle against the back of his head.
You haven't won yet. We still have a backup plan. That thing is terrifying. When it shows up, not even Sylus. Ah!
Black-red mist throws him into a broken stone pillar. With a scream, he falls to the ground like a puppet whose strings were just cut.
Violence should be used strategically.
Okay. Sylus calmly wipes the blood off his face, and the black-red mist disappears from his hands. I'm telling you, this dude is not afraid to kill. I would have believed you if your hands were clean. Despite the venue being cleared, strong energy fluctuations manifest above us and shakes the ground we stand on. It's making that noise. Are there still some left?
Let's go.
Where are we going? Sylus grabs my wrist and swiftly starts walking.
To the place that has what you want.
Interesting, interesting. The almost transparent elevator quickly ascends, and the colorful nighttime scenery is hidden by the clouds. What is this place? Countless pieces of metal are strewn across the spacious rooftop that's shrouded in mist. And in the haze, barely visible, are abandoned collection vessels, transporters, and other devices. Broken steel bars poke out from the overgrown weeds. Rusty frames are propped up, outlining a bygone era. It looks like a laboratory for experiments.
It was one many years ago, but they abandoned it a while back.
They? Stepping over broken fragments and glass shards, Silas's tone remains aloof.
Ever.
Ever? Okay, Ever is like some kind of organization thing, right? Because I didn't know what that was at first. As the most prestigious international business group, it basically supports the whole Lincoln City. Yeah, there you go. How could they be involved with the N109 zone? I heard that before the Chrono Rift catastrophe, the N109 zone was the most prosperous tech hub. So I guess it makes sense that Ever used it as a research base.
You really are a naive Lincoln citizen.
What do you mean? Sylus gives me a look.
Many locations were affected by that catastrophe, yet only the N109 zone turned into a wasteland. What do you think that is?
I recall some unverified rumors, but my mind is a mess right now. I can't think of any theories.
We're here.
Slow vibrations resembling heartbeats pulsate in the sky. I look up and see the Deepspace tunnel. Dense clouds and vortexes churn amidst the darkness, and occasionally a stream of light flashes across the night sky. The silent tunnel is like a telescope peeking into the universe. The Deepspace tunnel. This is the first time I've been so close to it. A tiny beam of light enters my line of sight. I can't help but take a step. It's a flux nexus. I saw one in a no-hunt zone.
Then you should know what it contains. These fluctuations aren't produced by normal protocores.
Sylus stands next to me, looking at me with his eyes that have unfathomable depths.
Think about it first. Once you take it out, there's no going back.
I'm already here. Why should I give up now? Gritting my teeth, I put my... Whoa. Okay, didn't get to read that. Yet as soon as I touch it, the ground starts to shake violently. A storm appears.
We finally got something presentable.
I wonder why it just skips dialogue really fast like that, because I promise you I'm not touching it. If I'm not mistaken, this is the last one, right? So you fight and then you do this. Ooh.
There's so much blood.
You must press on. Because if you don't, there's no going back.
I can't help but wonder if I skip something. My vision blurs. Amidst blood and fire, the Deepspace tunnel appears. It shakes violently.
You must press on. The life you owe me. Now is not the time to repay it.
Looking at the hand reaching out to me, I see Sylus's cold face, but there seems to be a shadow above him. I want to go back and read that dialogue. I can't help but reach out as well. Unprecedented power swells between our intertwined fingers. feel a tremor from deep within my heart. Something flows through my veins. The Wanderer's dissipating particles fall like a misty rain, yet a brighter light pierces. The ether core emits countless rays of golden light that seep into my heart. The warm, familiar power. I can't freaking read that fast. It's as if an ocean's roaring waves have silently calmed down, turning the ripples to a wave surface.
So this is the ether core. What? Sylus?
Its power belongs to you now. Naturally, the vessel will break as a result.
To me?
Well, isn't this what you wanted?
Where are you taking me? This is... Let go already! What is this thing?
Interesting. Sylus doesn't respond, and the powerful tremor that shook the deep space tunnel ignites a chain reaction within the N109 zone. Those shadows who believe they controlled Onokainis are eliminated from Fate's tapestry. Unable to see the undercurrents beneath the water's surface, I can only smell the scent of smoke becoming more... I don't remember how you pronounce that. Poignant? Poignant? I don't know. As it's carried by the wind, structures crumble and collapse, and Mephisto's wings pierce through the boundless darkness. He's accompanied by the distant tolling of a bell. It's almost like an announcement, as if the world is saying the true leader of Onokainis has returned. However, Sylus, amidst the raging storm, remains nonchalant as he sits next to me. Our racing vehicle leaves our enemies behind while I can't freaking talk. Light seeps through the window to obscure his silhouette and goals. I never held on to the native notion that Sylus assisted me in acquiring the ether core just so he could clean house. This kind of deal would result in him suffering a major loss, and it's clear he's anything but an ignorant businessman. What are his true motives? For a moment, his expression as he gazed at the deep space tunnel resurfaces in my mind. Then I feel a sensation in my palm. I'm still clutching the fragmented protocore. It's as if I'm subconsciously grasping onto an answer that has yet to be revealed. The linkage between my hand and Sylus's suddenly flickers, seemingly sensing the swirling thoughts in my head.
We heard you and Boss took care of the traitors and thieves.
You even destroyed the ether core together. Good job.
Just calling to let you know that we cleaned up at the nest. No one will be causing trouble for you anymore.
Huh? When did...
Our boss told us to do it. While he looks mean, he's actually...
See you later.
Boss? I didn't mean to.
So, what's your plan?
Chop it off.
But it seems to be some sort of energy linkage. Can I even physically attack it?
I was talking about your hand. Or you can settle down in the N109 zone. I have more than enough time to solve this problem with you.
No thanks. Let's use a more efficient approach.
Let's destroy the ether core in your body.
You're saying our ether cores created this link? Okay, why don't we destroy yours then?
Never mind. With your current level of resonance, it won't last long.
But before I started resonating with you, I saw a strange vision.
It's not a big deal. From now on, you'll be seeing more things like that.
So that was real?
If I say yes, will you give me a sincere apology? This world is different from what you see, but I'm not in the mood to tell stories at the moment. You should think about your next move after leaving the N109 zone. And don't forget our deal.
Then you should make sure I can leave safely.
The outside world is more dangerous now.
Thanks for the warning. I'll be careful.
In any case, until the resonance issue is fixed, We'll be meeting more often in the future.
And so I left the N109 zone, the dust settled, but the deal with Sylus lingered, like a silent yet turbulent mist. I found myself falling into an abyss, into the blink of an eye. The doors of memory swung open, and something began to stir. It is another world once glimpsed. At the confluence of the entwined timelines, I heard it, a faint yet distinct heartbeat, echoing through the stillness of something. Huh. Okay, hang on. Let me go back at this one real quick. Okay, no, I did go through that correctly. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Well. Goodness, I did not realize how much time has flied. So. This is gonna be part 1 of Sylus lore because I'm kind of tired and unfortunately I have work tomorrow, so therefore I cannot continue as much as I want to. So am I delaying the Dragon Sylus lore another day even though I technically have all the stuff I need for it? Yes. I didn't realize how long that was gonna take. But I'm sincerely glad I went through it because I feel like, you know, had I not gone through it, I probably still would have been a little more confused. And to be honest, I don't have answers to everything that just happened. Like, I know quite a bit more than what I did before, but I'll admit I don't fully understand that whole scenario just yet. But I'm sure I'll learn more as I go through the remainder of Sylus's dragon myth story. So we will continue this journey tomorrow or whenever I next have free time. So until then, I hope you guys enjoyed my little narration as we went through the story again. If you still don't fully understand the game and like the story so far and like how all these things connect and everything, just play the game yourself. That's my best recommendation. Instead of me spoiling everything for you, play the game. I promise. It's pretty fun and interesting to learn about. And here's the thing, this is only Sylus's part of the story. This has nothing to do with, well, it partially does, but for the most part, there's still 3 other guys with interesting backstories that I have yet to learn about either. So, you know, and you get to pick your favorite out of the 4. I think you already know who my favorite is. So anyways, I will leave it at that for now, and we will definitely continue this in the near future. So thank you guys for watching and hanging out, and I will see you again next time. Bye.